This week, we're sponsored by Keep It Simple Socks. You can visit them at keepitsimplesocks.com. I just got a couple pair for myself and my kids. They're super comfortable.
Swaggy.
And I'll tell you one thing. They're a local company. It's always good to buy local.
Support the local.
Keepitsimplesocks.com. Go check them out. Welcome to this week of Beanie and the Boom, the podcast. As you know, we're going to give it to you straight raw on a weekly basis. Sometimes we're going to have guests. Sometimes it's going to be me and Boom here chatting it up. And this is one of those weeks, man. We back at it, fresh off the spring game.
Yes, sir.
Got a chance to see a lot of crazy shit go down over the weekend in the sports world. And I love it. I love anytime, we get big headlines. But
that makes the show fun, right?
Exactly. Not even just the show. It just makes life fun. Yeah, it makes lives go by so much easier and simpler because we all know sports is one of those ways to, take your mind off of the bullshit of the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what was your thoughts on the spring game, bro?
Oh, man, first off, I love seeing all of the past players there, man. I thought that was great. I think that's a new era thing, with Coach Day, being the head coach now, seeing a lot of the Buckeyes back, enjoying the game, enjoying each other. I thought that was big time.
That's important, man. I mean, when you got guys like the Malcolm Jenkins of the world, the Ezekiel Elliott's, Darren Lee's. There were so many guys here in town, but when you have those guys that have put in the work here at Ohio State and have gone on to have success in the National Football League and still continue to have success. And then not even just those guys, because you see guys like the Devin Jordans, you see guys like DeVere Posey, who's not in the NFL, that are still around the program, and that's kind of new because we didn't really see that in years past.
Guys paved the way, though.
I think that shit is huge.
It's big time.
For not only optics, not only how it looks from the fans looking at the program and saying, here's this guy that's hanging out on the sideline. Here's this guy running the program. But when you look at recruiting, I mean,
it's huge.
That's big.
It's big time.
Coaches understand that, and I know Ryan Day understands that. He's going to be able to get a lot more recruits when he has Ezekiel Elliott hanging out on the sideline and Eli Apple and Mike Thomas all hanging out on the sideline, chilling up, chatting it up with the current guys.
Yeah.
Than opposed to, not having those guys around at all.
Exactly.
It makes so much sense for this program. So I appreciate Ryan Day for that, man.
Oh, yeah. It shows a big brotherhood. It shows the recruits that, once you're done playing, that you can come back. It's a family, and I think that was big time.
Yeah,
big
man.
Time.
Anytime you can do that, it's always good, man. What's your thoughts on the actual game, though, man?
Well, I think it's still early. Obviously the springtime is a time for the fans to see what the team has been working on. Obviously, from the quarterback, I think that was the biggest thing that everybody wanted to see was how the quarterbacks played. Now, obviously, those guys still look like they're still, getting comfortable with everything, still learning here and there. So, overall, what grade would I give the quarterbacks? I'll give them probably a C.
C.
A C. I mean, that's what you expect. I mean, you got a guy that just got here.
Well, that ain't what you expect, but
I mean, it's not what you expect, but you know what I mean. I mean, a guy who just got here, who's still getting comfortable. So I mean, it's gonna take some time. I'm sure they're gonna work it out. That's why he's here. That's why these guys are the top athletes, because it's gonna take some time for them to get comfortable with the playbook and everything like that. But overall, we got to get better. In my eyes, we have a lot of room to get better.
Right.
And but obviously. My biggest thing is I wanted to see what the backup running backs could do. Obviously J.K. didn't do too much in the game. Didn't see a lot of snaps, but I seen a couple good runs from Master Teague. Got in the end zone one time. The receivers made some big catches. And another big thing I wanted to see was the defense. Defense has 2 picks. Overall, as a defense, I think they played well. And it looked like those guys were out there having fun. They out there getting their swag, they're dancing.
Three. So, they did look like they had fun. But I want to slow down a little bit because I want to talk about these quarterbacks.
Okay.
When you look at Matthew Baldwin and you look at, Justin Fields, I think people forgot that at the end of the day, Matthew Baldwin is on scholarship too. And what I mean by that is, you hear guys in the National Football League when we talk about teams that are, 0-16 or whatever, you hear coaches say that team gets paid too.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that when I say Matthew Baldwin's on scholarship too is that this dude is not just coming here to lay down for Justin Fields. And I think that's what everybody anticipated. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people probably are a little bit surprised is because we don't have a clear-cut starter because the fact that Monty Baldwin said, the hell with that. We just had Tate Martell bounce, and I know we just had this all-world recruit come in, but shit, I'm trying to play.
Hey.
So I'm going to give him everything that I have, and I think we're seeing right now two guys battle it out, and I don't know that one is kind of taking the reins over the other.
Oh, definitely not after that spring game.
And we don't know what it's like in everyday practice either, but after the spring game, certainly I don't think one is taking the reins that far from another, and I like the competition. I do, man.
That's the beauty of coming to Ohio State, man. You always gonna have the top guys come in here. There's always gonna be that guy who's under the radar that takes off, and I love that because
Dwayne Haskins was gonna be Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, not at all, not at all. He comes in, finished the Michigan game, does his thing, comes back the next year. Shit, he's up for a Heisman.
Right, should have won
it. Yeah, exactly. Now he's about to be a top 10 pick. Nobody ever, not saying that we didn't expect that, but
we didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. I can't even sit here and beat you. I didn't expect
not expect it, but it's like, nobody really. Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State has good players on the roster, but for him to be able to come in and be one of the best quarterbacks to ever come to this school, broke records, and I heard Urban say it, Dwayne Haskins broke records that will never be touched at Ohio State again, and I agree 100%. Nobody expected that shit whatsoever.
Right.
But the thing, though, I'm paying more attention to with this quarterback battle between these two guys is, okay, when are we going to see one of them,
elevate
and take their game and separate themselves from that? And man, I don't know that we'll see that. I don't know that
you won't.
I don't know that we'll see that up until we get to the season. And the reason that I say that is because I believe that the competition, and I think Ryan Davis said, the competition is going to go into training camp.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I don't know that we'll have a clear-cut guy until we get to the season because, one, we have a weak schedule, so you can play both of these guys. You can get an opportunity to see which one has the better impact. I do. I mean,
no, I'm talking about when you say we can see both guys play.
If you don't have a clear-cut guy, if they haven't separated themselves, I don't think you just give him the reins. You're the starter because you're the better recruit.
No, I agree with you, but it's so tough for a team to get in a rhythm when you have this quarterback coming in for this series.
I agree.
That quarterback coming for this series. Like guys can't. You got to get a rhythm with your guys. You got to get the connection with your guys. I don't think guys gonna have the opportunity to have that mode with that quarterback if they're just rotating.
But like I know. Yeah. When the schedule lines up how it does for us the first couple of games, you can afford that,
man.
For guys not to get into a rhythm.
Not Ohio State.
Yes, you can. You know why? Because Ryan Day, this is his first year as a coach. You can say he has to worry about his players getting. He got to get this shit right.
I know.
He can't afford to throw out a quarterback out there that's not going to be the guy that's going to lead the offense.
I totally agree with you, but at some point you might just have to throw the guy that you feel comfortable with in the fire and figure it out.
That's why you get an opportunity to play both of them in a weaker schedule in the early part of the season. That makes no sense.
But
boom, during practice, there's only so much shit you're gonna see.
Yeah, I know. But every week, whatever team that we playing, regardless who we playing, they gonna play their best game.
Right.
They gonna come up in there turned up, ready to fire off on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
So for us,
but there are games that when you line up as Ohio State, you're going to beat that team across from you because you're the superior guys. I don't care how you slice and cut it. When we line up and we play OU, we're going to beat OU's ass. Even though the 1 year OU did give Ohio State a game.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But when you recruit like we recruit.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the year that OU gave Ohio State the game, we didn't have the same type of recruits in here.
Mm-hmm.
When you recruit how Ryan Day and how Urban Meyer has left the shelves in the cupboard stocked, we shouldn't have had an issue. We should be able to go out and, allow these quarterbacks to go out there and be evaluated in live game situations and not worry about potentially losing the game. Yeah. Because if that's going to be the case, then neither one of these guys are the guy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, one of them got to be the guy.
Hey, one of them got to be. But if we're going to lose to one of these lesser teams, the only team that I obviously see that's going to give us some issue in the early part of the season, and I think it's in the early part of the season, is Cincinnati. And we all know that's Luke Fickell is going to be on that ass.
What? Hey, he coming in here and he trying to prove he trying to make a statement.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So he about to come in here and he
going to play in the second game of the season. So we only got one game really to figure it out. You got Florida Atlantic to figure that out.
Lord, but you better get it together now.
Oh, man, you got to. And one of the things that I think people also gloss over is health. these quarterbacks got to be healthy. We had a situation, was it 2013, 2014, where Braxton Miller went down. Mm-hmm. Then you had the JT and the Cardell Jones situation.
And that's the thing. Too. That's a thing. That's why guys, it's almost like at Ohio State, you're a backup, but you're not a backup. Because when your time come, man, you got to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. You got to be ready.
What I'm saying? You got to be ready, man. So, like, Cordell was ready. Mm-hmm. JT was ready. And it's so funny because we was all super duper nervous when Cordell came on. Because it's like the third string quarterback. Mm-hmm. You got to play in the Big Ten championship. You got to play in the national championship. The playoffs. Like, for him to do what he did, man, it shows that, that's why you come to Ohio State. Because
you're going to be prepared.
You're going to be prepared, and it's going to come a time when you're going to have the opportunity to shine. And he took full advantage of it.
Yeah, he did, man. And that's what really worries me with these guys is, okay, are we going to be healthy?
We worry all the time, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's football. I mean, you got to. I mean, you got to worry about something. Shit.
But I'm saying, like, we know we're Ohio State.
We know where they are, but we got to be healthy. We got to have that health. And that's why I believe you got to play these guys early in that first game to figure out, okay, which one do we believe is going to be the guy, the quarterback that can take the reins and lead his team. And if you don't find that out within the first game, you're still going to figure out, okay, how these guys play in a live bullet situation when it's not your opposing team in practice. Because we know in the spring, these guys weren't getting hit. They were getting pressured a little bit, but you're not going full bore on them.
So do you think that's the reason why the spring game wasn't contact?
Yeah, absolutely. No question.
How you feel about that, though?
I didn't have an issue with it because I understood. I certainly understood the circumstances. And you gotta think, these guys are probably banging around in practice. I guarantee there were practices that were live, full go. Mm-hmm. And they had probably guys get banged up, and they said, you know what, we need to pull the reins back. And I don't have an issue with that. I don't want it to turn into an every year thing where it's like the University of Michigan spring game. This shit was terrible. I would go up there for it. I don't want that at all. Yeah. But when you got two young quarterbacks that you need because you need to figure out which one is going to be your leader, your unquestioned and healthy leader, I get it. I understand that 100%. And I think from the perspective of, the outside guys on that team, I mean, you got to worry about other guys at other positions. And the spring game is more so for the fans to get a chance to see, who's going to be who. Mm. These coaches know. They know in practice how guys are looking. And that's why I believe we didn't really get a clear-cut decision on who's the starter is because it is that close in practice. We got a small glimpse and we hear, what goes on in the media. But, I mean, obviously that isn't always 100% accurate. The coaches know, they understand, they got a better feel for what's going on with their players than we do. But other guys that I also want to see, and I think they're going to be critical moving forward, and we didn't get a chance to see a whole lot out of them, was Austin Mack and Benjamin Victor. Mm-hmm. Those two big-body receivers are going to be so critical to whoever the quarterback is success this year. And we need to find a replacement for Paris Campbell. I don't know who that's going to be. Is it going to be Jalen Gill? Is it going to be DeMario McCall? They're going to move him to the H-back. So there were a couple questions that I didn't get answered in the spring game. Mm-hmm. But from a standpoint of what I did like what I saw was the defense. Like you said, you talked about the secondary playing well. I like them playing with Swagger, 3 interceptions.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I said 2.
Yeah, no, they had 3. I think we looked pretty good in the secondary. Man. Linebackers, we didn't get a lot to see because obviously it wasn't a physical game. It was more glorified 7-on-7.
You're not going to see a lot up front, in the trenches when it's not a tackle spring game. But like you said, man, just to see the guys out there flying around, having fun, doing dances, we couldn't do that back in our era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We wasn't. Trust wasn't having that shit at all.
What? We wasn't out there doing the whatever all these dances these kids are doing nowadays. But I like it because they're having fun. As long as you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, and we winning.
Right.
And making plays, then I'm okay with it. But as soon as we start losing, hey, y'all better stop all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it goes. Stop that damn dancing, boy. You ain't winning no games.
Take that visor off.
That's absolutely how it go, man. And, sure. But yeah, man, that's my wrap on the spring game, man. That's my thoughts. I want to see. I can't wait to see more. Obviously, I don't know that we'll get the chance to see a lot more in the preseason. I'm gonna go to camp and check out some of the camp practices.
That's what we gotta do, man. We definitely need to go up there and just check out a practice.
I'm without question doing it. Yeah. I mean, that's not even.
We're gonna give y'all some more insight
for sure.
Get y'all some more insight. What's really going on?
I mean, I don't know if we can tell too much though, because if we tell too much, we won't be allowed back to practice. So we can give a little bit of glimpse, but shit, we ain't giving a full scouting report because Ryan Day and all those guys over there really kick our ass up out of there and say you're never coming back to practice. You want to divulge too much.
You got a point there.
Boom, you watch hockey though.
Hey,
keep it real. You watching?
No.
I'm sighing and shit. I mean,
I'm about to say what I'm about to say, bro. Relax. First off, no, I don't watch hockey.
All right, that's all it was.
But
no.
I was in the city last night, and I seen how the fans was going crazy, and the Blue Jackets got a big win. So I'm like, yeah, okay, this what's up.
I watch hockey. My kids love hockey.
Yeah,
they want to be the next
hockey players.
Seth Jones.
Yeah.
This shit was amazing, and I took them to a game a couple of years ago. I took them to the playoff game versus the Penguins. The Jackets ended up winning this game in overtime, and I never seen an arena erupt. And I seen Ohio State when we beat Michigan in a 1-versus-2 game. I've never seen.
Did they throw the squids on the?
No.
Ain't that in hockey when they do that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You ain't never seen at a hockey game where they be throwing all types of stuff like on the ice.
It's probably stadium specific.
Whatever. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
Nonetheless, I had never seen a stadium erupt like I seen Nationwide erupt when they had beaten the Penguins in overtime. So I could only imagine, what it's like now to get that gratification to win the first playoff series in the franchise history. We lost to the Capitals last year. A couple years ago, years before that, we lost to the Pens. Year before that, we lost to the Pens as well. And now we have this coach coming here, and John Tortorella, and in his third year, I think it's his third year.
Turn it around?
Kind of turn it around, but the fact that, not even turn it around because we were a good team, but the fact that we were able to win a playoff series, that's been like the Achilles heel for the Blue Jackets. We got a cut from Tortorella in his pregame speech here.
Forget about skills, forget about X's and O's. It's a mindset of believing. It's amazing what can happen. So you stand in there. You stand in there and you don't take a backward step. Not for a second. It's a great opportunity to stand right face to face with him and go right to him. There is no one taking a back step here. All right, let's be ready.
Oh, he was turned up.
Shit like that gets my juices flowing. When I got a coach that's in my face telling you, you know what, your back is against the wall. You go out there, you put your best foot forward, and you step up and rise to the occasion. That shit gets me geeked. So I could only imagine how they were in that locker room at that point in time. I mean, they went out and balled. They went out and balled, man. That's some shit that I love. And I love to see it all come together here in Columbus with this hockey team. Because everybody –
and that's what I was going to say. It's great to see – obviously, we know the Buckeyes are – this is our
Ohio State time.
Yeah. But to see another sport, have a great fan base, to get a big win, to see, like I said, I was downtown, grabbing food last night, and to see all the fans running around, that was great, man. It just brings a lot more fun to the city, especially the weather getting nice. I thought that was sweet, bro.
I mean, it took me back to seeing that, to watching them win, and hearing Coach Tortorella, to a time when I was in high school, I was playing ball, obviously playing football, but I could never beat my rival, and my rival was Buckeyes. That's where Pitt went.
Right.
Every single year in high school, I lost to my rival. So I get to Ohio State, and that's what I think is my Achilles heel. And I'm thinking in my life, that's going to be my deal. I'm going to get to my rival, get to my last game, and not be able to close it out. I always balled in those games,
so you felt
but as
good.
A team.
So you felt good when we kept on beating Michigan.
Yeah, so this is what I'm going to say. So I finally get to Ohio State. I'm here. I'm playing in the game. I beat Michigan the first year. I'm like, oh, shit, this shit feels good.
Yeah.
I played a little bit, had some success in that game, but I wasn't an integral piece to the game as I was in my high school games, right? So I finally, my second year comes about. That's the year we go to Michigan. We dog them 14-3 or 14-7, 1 of the two. I'm having this monster game there, and now it's like, oh shit, I can beat my rival on a consistent basis. Yeah. And not to say that the Lightning were the Jackets' rival, but I'm coming from a perspective of being able to overcome something.
Yeah.
Being able to overcome that hurdle of not being able to win a playoff series. Because for so long, people thought, Jackets, they make the playoffs. They have an amazing regular season in which they had last year, the year before, amazing regular season. But when they get to the playoffs, they're going to lose in the first round. That's going to be that.
Right.
So this could be a catalyst to something great for this franchise that I don't even know if they really realize. I mean, the fact that they were able to go out and break that curse, so to speak, that they had, or that mental hurdle, and win the first playoff series in hockey, shit, I mean, they legitimately got a chance to host the Stanley Cup or hoist the Stanley Cup at the end of the year, considering that they went out and beat the Lightning, who was touted as one of the best teams in hockey.
Obviously, like I said, I was honest at the beginning.
Right. It makes you want to watch it.
Let me get to what I'm trying to say. How many series are there in hockey?
What do you mean, how many series? Like how many series up?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how many series it is up until you get to the championship game.
I want to go to the game, so me and Beanie need some tickets so we can go to a game.
That's not. We can go to any one of the games we want to.
Let's do it. That's what I'm saying. Let's make it happen. Let's take the kids.
We definitely will, because my kids got to go see this shit. We went to a game earlier in the year, and they had lost. And, my kids got a chance to meet Seth Jones. And the first words out my son's mouth, CJ, to Seth Jones, and you're supposed to be here getting a picture, get some autograph shit.
Right.
He said, "Hey, man, y'all lost. What happened?" I'm like, oh, my gosh. And Seth just shook his head and said, "Oh, man, it was a tough one out there, but we're going to get them next time." Yeah. So we definitely got to go back for a win in a playoff game.
That's hilarious.
So that was some of the good news that we had over the weekend, or over the week, rather. But this shit that we're getting ready to talk about now, legendary because of who the guy is and the hiatus that he's had in terms of winning a major. And I think in 2013 he didn't win a major in 13, but I think he won Golfer of the Year. Mm-hmm. Tiger fucking Woods,
Mr. Green Jacket.
Dog, this shit was nothing short of amazing to watch a guy who everybody counted out. Everybody. Tyler, man, he got caught with them girls. Ever since he's been away from the hoes, he ain't been playing good golf. That's what people's word.
Hey, he must got some hoes.
That was his word, though. That's what the word on Tiger was. Ever since he had this situation with his wife, he hadn't played good.
Yeah.
But to come from an 11-year hiatus and a 14-year hiatus in terms of winning the Masters, dude, that shit is wild. And there's no bigger, to me, because I try it all the time, there's no bigger mental game than golf.
Oh, man.
Because it's just you and that ball and that stick. And it's basically solo. It's how you going to hit this ball on this green? Yeah. How you going to hit on that green? In so many years, Tiger Woods, he's always had to drop out of events because of back injuries, neck injuries. Yeah. I remember reading something to where he was doing these crazy-ass Navy SEAL workouts.
I remember you said something about that
for like multiple years. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're a golfer. And I think he had built up in his mind so much that I got to be this way and I got to be so elite from everybody else that I got to take these workouts to another level.
Well, as you know, I want to say he was working with Corey for a little bit. I know him and Corey was doing some things. Corey Gregory.
They were working out together?
They were doing some things together where I think Corey may have been sending him like some workouts or some stuff like that. But Tiger's one of those guys, like he wants to be like the Hulk. He wants to be strong. So I'm curious to see what he changed. Like, what did he do different?
And I don't know if that'll be disclosed. I really don't. I mean, that's one of those things I think he'll probably keep to the vest, what he did different in his regimen to be able to overcome this shit. And there were times where Tiger, through the years, where he played good golf.
Yeah.
It was just not good enough to make the cut or not good enough to be in a bunch. And then you think about this. You know who John Daly is?
No.
John Daly's a golfer. Fat dude.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Wear these crazy pants all the time.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Will pound beers, be drunk as hell at events.
Play great.
But he can play some fucking
right,
golf.
That's what I'm saying.
And you know he ain't one of those guys that go through these crazy-ass workouts and do all these crazy things. Yeah. And here you got Tiger Woods, who does all these crazy things but went through this long-ass hiatus from being able to, cross that ultimate feat, which is, win a major and win the green jacket, the Masters.
Hey, that's legendary.
There's
his E60 is probably going to be.
Oh, bro, it's going to be nuts.
And I hope he talks a little bit about what he did there. You said he might not do it, but shit, why not?
I mean, he's still going to be playing, but play the clip real quick that we got from him.
Many doubted we'd ever see it. But here it is. The return to glory.
he hit the nail on the head when he said that. Many doubted we'd ever see it. Nobody thought we would see that shit again. And I was telling Robo, I told him this last week. Man, I said, if Tiger wins, you're gonna watch the sports world erupt because, yeah, we got LeBron, yeah, we got Michael Jordan, but Tiger is one of those guys that crosses all genres. And the reason I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna hit home. He brings in the old white guys because they love golf. Mm-hmm. He brings in the younger white dudes. They love golf. He brings in the old black dudes that love golf. Mm-hmm. He brings in the young black dudes that don't even give a fuck about golf, but because he's black and he's Tiger Woods, you're going to pay attention when he's balling. Mm-hmm. So he brings in such a large array of people that the sports world is going to pay attention to this greatness because he broke the barrier in terms of somebody being black, being able to come and dominate in a sport that not a lot of black people can play very good. So, I mean, not a lot of people can play very good, let alone black people. Shit. Right. So, I mean, this shit it's amazing, man. It's huge, a story that's going to unfold, and it can still be even better, but right now it's unfolded something incredible that nobody ever imagined because of everything that he had went through, the dropouts, the divorce, the relationship issues.
That's what makes this so beautiful.
So grand. I mean, hell yeah.
It makes it so beautiful.
And the fact that you look at it like this. I mean, Tiger's won 15 majors in his career. The GOAT, you know who the best golfer is of all time? They call Jack Nicklaus the best golfer of all time. The Buckeye, the legend, obviously. We all know that. Tiger has 15 majors. Jack has 18 majors, right?
He on his heel.
Tiger has 5 Masters, including this one he just won. Mm-hmm. Jack has, I believe, 6.
Wow.
Jack won his last Master in '86. He was 46 years old. Tiger's 43. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to see Tiger all of a sudden just go on this surge at 43 years old and start winning more majors and more Masters.
That's crazy,
because he's still young in relative golf terms. And then when you look at the way how Jack was able to win his Masters, they weren't like split up. I mean, some of them were split up when he won, but there were a lot of them that were bunched up back to back. Now maybe we see a situation where Tyler goes on this tear and he got his mojo back, man. Shit, Austin Powers, he got his shit back. He ready to go.
Hey, that's crazy though if you think about it, because it's like, dang, just imagine if he was playing great in the past 11 years.
Right.
He'd have surpassed him big time.
Yeah, he would have shattered it.
So if he does,
right,
like you say, take off in this, in these 3 years and pass him up or even tie him up, that's gonna make the story even more greater. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, bro.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, man. And I'm glad it happened, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People can say whatever they want to say about Tiger. He cheated on his wife and all that shit. I mean,
hey man,
it's a bad deal. It sucks to obviously cheat on your wife, but he's Tiger fucking Woods. Dude's one of the greatest golfers to ever play. And if you thought for 1 second he wasn't going, oh, hey, I see this pretty girl over here. I mean, hey, how you doing? If you thought for 1 second Tiger wasn't going to do that shit, you're crazy. I mean, the dude is legendary. Man. I remember, I want to say it was it obviously was one that he won. He had won at Bridgestone Firestone that was there in Akron. Mm-hmm. And I got no interest in golf. And like I said, some of the old black dudes do. My uncle's one of them old black, all I want to do is golf. I mean, let's get out here on the green. Man, no, I'm not doing that shit for fucking 5 hours out of the day. But anyways, he takes me to this tournament, and Tiger's in it. And this is the first time I got a chance to see Tiger live. And Tiger's walking through the ropes. And here I am. I'm probably, 12 years old, somewhere in that range, man. And me and Tiger locked eyes, man. It was almost like, you ever watch Dave Chappelle? And you ever watch the Chappelle show and the skit that they did with Purple Rain Prince, and they say if you see Prince, don't lock eyes with him, because if you're a man and you lock eyes with Prince might fuck you. That's what they said. That's what they said. So don't lock eyes with Prince. So that's how you felt? Man, no, I didn't feel like I wanted to. But I locked eyes with Tiger, man, and it was like, damn, man, this is like instant greatness right here, man. Crazy situation, bro. Never forget it. Man. I'll never forget that shit in my life.
Bruh. Well, we're going to talk about that after this show.
Oh, man, for sure, man.
That's crazy, man.
Man, what you got on this other than Tiger, man? That shit was just, I had to talk about Tiger for a little bit. I know we might not have a lot of golf people, but that shit was incredible, man. So I had to give my spiel on Tiger, man. Tiger Woods, y'all.
I mean, I think we all happy. And like you said, it's not about, it seems like everybody was happy for him.
Right.
And I think that was big time. And to see him do it, man, it was a great thing, man. And shout out to Tiger, man. Shout out to his team. I want to know what you did different, we could talk about that another time. But I want to next I want to talk about our boy that just got that big bag.
Ooh.
That made him big mad.
Big bag.
Hey, this how I know for us people who are Future fans, we about to get some new music. Because
I'm not Future's a rapper for someone you don't know. I'm not a big Future guy.
I mean, me either. But if you know Future, this probably rubbed him the wrong way. He's a hater, So we're gonna talk about Russell Wilson getting that 4 years, 140 M's.
You want to play this cut real quick by Russell Wilson? He's laying in the bed with his wife Sierra, and I'm sure you guys know who Sierra is.
Sierra's Future's ex-girlfriend.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. But I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Good night.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Finally, we can go to sleep.
See y'all in the morning.
He went to sleep all right. Oh. He went to sleep with that fine-ass wife of his. All right. That situation, dude, when you get a call and you land in the bed and you talk to your agent, and it's probably, he talking about you going to bed, it's probably 10, 11 o'clock at night. I get this call, I'm laying next to my wife. Let's say I'm asleep, I get this call. Ring, my agent, hey, we got the deal done. Okay, what the numbers look like? We're going to give you $65 million at signing, $107 million guaranteed, $140 total over the course of 4 years. I'm sitting up in my seat in my bed. Hey, baby, wake your ass up. Yeah, we got to do something right now. I ain't about to talk like I'm going to bed, but you know we're about to go down right here. This shit, the juices are flowing, baby. So we got to get it moving. Bang, 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 all night long. 107 guaranteed.
Oh man,
that shit is crazy.
That's baseball. I mean,
it is. I mean,
it is baseball money. I mean, obviously they saying way more, but he getting top end money. And like I think he was the one that told me, he has an agent that's a baseball agent, and he's the only football player.
Yeah, I mean, so they understood the way that they were negotiating. Was it going to be a little bit different? I mean, you obviously see with the TV contracts and the cap always consistently moving up. You know these numbers and these contracts are going to get larger. But to be the first, $35 million guy in the NFL is incredible. And I love the fact that he was able to go out and do it. I mean, I always love seeing guys get paid, but I love seeing guys even more, separate and set the standard, set that bar so high and say, you know what? No, go catch this shit. Let me be the jackrabbit out there that you got to catch up to. And Russell was able to do it, man. Getting that type of money guaranteed.
That's big time, and it's really great for Pat Mahomes.
It's really great for him
because
he got 3 more years left. They got his rights in Kansas City.
But he would probably be the first $200 million quarterback.
You can see that. And the reason why I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't. Go ahead, finish your thought with that. How long do you think those contracts are going to look like?
How long do I think?
Yeah.
I mean, the money goes up every year,
right?
So it's like if he continues to win, I mean, it's almost to the point. Do you feel like Russell Wilson really deserves?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, yeah.
But the reason why I wouldn't be a $200 million quarterback if I'm Patrick Mahomes is because in my mind initially I'm going to think you're going to be locked in a little bit longer. When you look at the deals that were great by quarterbacks,
6, 8,
you look at Kirk Cousins' deal. Kirk Cousins signed a 3-year deal, $84 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 3-year, $84 million deal. The whole contract was guaranteed.
Yeah.
And now you're watching Russell Wilson sign a 4-year.
He changing the game.
Right, a 4-year contract, $140 million, and 100 of it's guaranteed. So if I'm a young quarterback, I'm saying, shit, why do that? Yeah. When I just watched Russell Wilson play out a 4-year, $86 million contract with 65 guaranteed, when I know that, shit, I can keep on hitting these bucks. I'm not going to lock myself into a contract any longer than 4 years. And if I'm doing it right, I wouldn't even do it 3 years. If I'm a high quarterback, and I'm one of those guys that I know that I'm one of the best guys in the league and I'm going to be in the upper echelon year after year, there's no way I'm signing a deal longer than 3 to 4 years because I want to keep going back to the table. Hey. Russell Wilson is 28 years old. Tom Brady is how old? 40-something.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to see Russell Wilson go back to the table in another 3 to 4 years, and let's say he wins the Super Bowl within those 3 to 4 years.
Russ only 28?
Yeah, 28, 29.
Nah, he 30, bro.
Dude, we can pull it. We got Google.
You want to bet?
Yeah, we can. What do you want to bet right now? $20?
Shake on it on TV.
Shake on it right here.
Bet he 30.
You're saying he's 30.
He 30.
There's no way Russell Wilson's 30.
You want to know how I know?
I'm going to tell you how you wrong as soon as I pull this shit up.
We played in the Senior Bowl together.
What that mean? Senior Bowl, I got to do a grade. I don't got nothing. Russell Wilson is indeed 29 years old.
You lying.
I am lying. I like He's 30. I lost. I just
show me my money.
I got you. But even then, Russell Wilson, I think I just saw in like November he'll be 31 or whatever. By the time he's 35, which is going to put him at his prime, he'll be signing another contract.
But he's
still in his prime.
He might get 2 more bags.
I mean, it's something.
You got to look at a guy like him. He's having that great career where he could be like a Tom Brady that plays to he's 40, 42, 45, you know. And Tom, I mean, shit, he look like he ain't getting no younger, but I mean, Russell Wilson,
he playing
man,
like it, shit.
Huh?
He playing like it.
What?
Tom Brady playing like he's getting younger.
He's still winning Super Bowls.
That's what I'm saying. He's playing like he's getting younger.
Oh, I thought you said, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, bruh, just go keep getting the bag, man.
But I think
the
bigger thing.
I like what you said, though. If I was Mahomes or any other guy that's up next, I would want to sign a 3, 2, 3, 4. I want to do no more than 4.
Yeah, no more than 4 years.
Because that 6, 7 years, that's almost saying like, okay, you're going to retire here, and it's a good chance that you're only going to play three of those years.
Right.
And then we're going to cut you.
And then you're holding the money.
Oh, man.
When you sign a contract like that, 8 to 10-year contract, in which we did see quarterbacks sign at one point in time, they're keeping that money so condensed in terms of they're not allowing anybody to come and break a barrier and get something so significantly more, because that's going to be thrown into the averages of what quarterbacks are being paid when you sign those contracts like that. Right. So I think now it's changed, and I think it's going to continue to change. But even more, it's going to change for the other players.
Right.
Because now when you look at, okay, they're paying Russell Wilson $35 million a year. All right, right now I think the highest paid defensive end is what, 17 and maybe $20 million a year, maybe. So you're definitely going to have to start paying those guys even more, because the defensive end, that's the quarterback's worst nightmare. Then you're going to start paying offensive tackles even more, and then it's going to go turn to receivers and cornerbacks. So we already seen that jump up with Antonio Brown contract, what is 18, 19 million? So we already seen the jumps that the contracts are going to take, and I love it because this allows for everybody to go and get a piece of the pie. Now, the CBA is about to be up. One of the things that we're seeing change right now is the guaranteed contracts and how much is going to be guaranteed over a tenure. I'm hopeful that with this new CBA, they influx even more money, and we're seeing even more guaranteed dollars through the life of the contract than we would see when we see these fluff contracts. So I love it for us, but I love it even more for everybody else, because it's breaking barriers and it's forcing the owners who've been making money hand over fist to fork some of it over to the players.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. The NFL is a brutal league, man.
Right.
So I think those guys deserve top dollar, and I think they most definitely deserve guaranteed money, because one injury can change your whole life.
And that's why they won't never be entirely guaranteed because of that reason.
Yeah.
But if we can see where guys are, able to get most of their money in the first 2 to 3 years, that's what I'll be happy about. I'm looking up right now, man, what was Russell Wilson's last contract, because I know it was pretty nice.
Yeah, he got a nice coin.
I mean, and when you look at who else is going to be up for those contracts, I mean, there's going to be some guys in line that make some pretty good paydays, man. I can't find it on here, but nonetheless, there's going to be some guys in line to make some money.
Hey, man, let's get on something else, though, man.
What?
How weird has it been, the NBA playoffs without LeBron James?
it hasn't been as weird, honestly. It really hasn't. I mean, I expected it to be a whole lot worse for me because I'm one of the biggest LeBron fans that you're going to see, but it hasn't been that bad. I mean, I don't have – well, check that. I can't say it hasn't been that bad. Right now, I just don't have that team that I'm glued to on a nightly basis because of LeBron is not there.
Have you really watched, like, a lot? Like, honestly, I didn't even know the playoffs started until, like, the other day. And I was like, dang, the playoffs started? Like –
I've been watching the games, but like I said, I haven't been just watching one team.
Right. So, who's your team in the playoffs?
I mean, I don't even have one, so I don't care. I would love to see the Clippers. I would love to see the Clippers knock off the Golden State Warriors. I know it's going to be tough in round one to be able to do it, but when you watch the game that just unfolded the other night, and you watch Patrick Beverly and you watch Lou Will be all up in their shit and ruffle KD and them to come back from 30. Nobody comes back from 30 points against Golden State. Nobody.
Hey, you say dude's name. I really hate Patrick Beverly.
Why?
He just annoying, but I respect his game though, man.
He's a scrappy defender.
He's scrappy, ugly. He just, you know.
I don't give a fuck if he's ugly. He can play. I mean, he can play some defense. You see the way he was all over KD's shit all game long?
Man, he will push your buttons.
Oh, no question. And those are the type of guys you need on your team if you're going to win a championship. You have to have the scrappy guys. And when you look at the Clippers, they don't have like this one superstar on their team. Mm-hmm. They let that go with Chris Paul. They let that go with Blake Griffin.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of everybody just trying to go get it.
Exactly. And I think that's why we're seeing them thrive, and that's why we're seeing Doc Rivers be able to take this team and make them. I mean, right now they're the staple of LA in terms of basketball. The Clippers or the Lakers haven't made the playoffs in 6-7 years.
Facts.
So, yeah, Lakers have the notoriety, but when we talk about who's the team coming out of LA, it's the Clippers. And when you watch Doc Rivers and you watch Wes assemble these teams, they're doing it from a methodical standpoint and saying, you know what, we understand we can't go out. Maybe we don't go out and get that big marquee guy anymore. Maybe we just add a bunch of pieces to the puzzle that can play well together, and they look pretty damn good. I know it was just one game, but versus the Warriors, to be able to come back from 31 points,
and
I think it's insane.
They're going back to L.A. now, too.
So just imagine if next year we see Kawhi say, shit, I always wanted to play in L.A. I ain't going to play with LeBron and the Lakers. I'll take my ass to the Clippers and play. With the team that they already have in play, I mean, that could be a recipe for success right there. And you got Doc Rivers. Doc's always been an exceptional coach in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Warriors got a lot going on right now, man. I mean, Boogie Cousins goes out with the torn quad.
Right.
Which is, I honestly think it might sound crazy, but it might be better for them. You know, because they're just kind of like going back to what they're used to.
Right.
They're not used to having a big man in the middle where, you know, they're kind of setting up plays. And now they can
command the ball now. Yeah, exactly.
Now they just running. Mm-hmm. They running how they used to run. You know, Draymond Green is their big guy. You know, who's a guy who could, you know, he could shoot a little bit, you know. But he's that guy that he can get hot in a playoff game and hit 6-7 threes, mm-hmm. you know. So it's going to be interesting to see. Another series I'm interested to see, that Game 3 is Portland and the Thunder, because they going at it.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice matchup.
Dame is giving Westbrook some problems right now. It's been hostile, man. You know, for them to go down 0-2,
yeah, you know,
that's some serious business. But we all know how Westbrook gonna come back. But then we all know how Dame, he ain't about to just lay down.
I don't know, man. Shit, I mean, it ain't just Dame out there either. I mean, you look at Dame, Damian Lillard, and C.J. McCollum. That is a tandem that's so underrated in the NBA.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you watch those guys play, they can play the small ball. They can take it down low. Evan Turner's out there playing well. I mean, they got a squad out there that is very, very good. And I don't know that OKC is one of those teams that's going to be able to do it. Yeah, you can say Russ is the triple-double king and Paul George, but
they haven't hurt. I think PG hurt or something.
Something's wrong because he's not. He hasn't been the same guy that he was during the regular season, during that stretch where he was just going insane and people had him in MVP conversation. Mm-hmm. So I can see this getting out of hand and Portland kind of maybe bringing the brooms out in this situation.
Ooh.
So, I mean,
that'd be ugly.
It'd be real ugly. Real ugly.
Overall, though, What's your big picture of the NBA?
Big picture
playoffs?
of the NBA.
What's your gut? Like, do you feel like the Golden State is they're gonna get hot and just run off with it again, or do you feel like?
Man. I think out of the West, I think Houston will be able to.
Man.
I think Houston will be able to do it.
You know how when I said something about who was it? Just one
Virginia.
Virginia. That's how I feel about you talking about. All right, well, you got a point. If they stay healthy,
that's the thing. I mean, if they would have stayed healthy last year, we're talking about the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, not the we're talking about the Houston Rockets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, not the Golden State Warriors. I mean, that was a clear cut.
Yeah, because what they was up 3-1.
I can't remember what they were up, but the fact that they were dominating games, and then CP goes down, and then we watch the entire offense change and defense from a defensive standpoint. We know what CP brings to the game. Now, I don't know that they're the same team that they were last year, but I think when you look at James Harden, the way that he's been playing a lot better. And in terms of, he's always been a scorer, but he's been playing better on defense. He's been playing better as a guard in terms of facilitating the ball to other guys. Yeah, he's been throwing up crazy numbers, but his assist numbers have been up this year, and you got to account for that. Clint Capella, I mean, I can see them coming out of the West. That's going to be a hell of a matchup, the one that I'm wanting to see, Golden State versus the Houston Rockets. Although I do believe that the LA Clippers have a chance to not really knock them off. And let's say they just make this series very, very tough for them. And I think that'll kind of wear them out. You know how it is. You exert yourself too fast. I mean, that can ruin you for a series. But out of the East, it's going to be interesting. I mean,
you got the Bucks. They hot.
Right.
And you can never sleep on they're not playing great right now. Or maybe they're playing better. But the Celtics, you can't never put them out the picture. The Sixers, they are so up and down.
But they're a young, hungry team, though.
But it be games where your boy Simmons, he had no points. And then the next day he want to have 60.
Right.
Like, bruh, have some consistency so your team can, y'all can have something happen. I mean, the East is I think I might be more excited to watch the East playoffs than the West, because you kind of, you don't know what's going to happen with the West, but the East is like wide open because we're so used to seeing
Cavs
Cleveland just run with it. But now it's like, dang, who about to really come out the East?
I agree. It is pretty much wide open, man. But
you got the Raptors, but they your boy, he just, when it comes to playoffs, it's like he just.
Who's that?
The point guard.
Kyle Lowry, yeah.
Kyle Lowry.
I would never forget when the Cavaliers with LeBron were playing the Toronto Raptors, and Kyle Lowry and Ty Lue, who was the head coach at the time, are really close and cool. This motherfucker, Kyle Lowry, calls after the Cavaliers beat them. The series is not over, mind you. I think they beat them twice. He calls Ty Lue and asks Ty Lue, "Hey, Ty, you want to watch film together?"
What?
Exactly. What? How in the history of sports does that make any fucking sense? Why would you?
The playoffs too?
The playoffs. I know that's your boy. That's your guy. Y'all close. Why would you call him as him being the head coach of the other team? And do you want to watch film?
I can see.
That let me know something right there wasn't right with Kyle Lowry upstairs.
I can see if it's like the off season.
Right.
And
no playoffs.
Wow. And you said it was
second
only
round.
two games in.
Yeah. Idiot. I couldn't believe that shit. But, man, nonetheless, we got NBA basketball, NBA playoffs. It's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
And that's it on the show, man. It was a short show today. I want to recap a couple things from over the weekend. Tune in. Give us your thoughts. And when y'all watch the videos on YouTube, please leave comments.
And tell us
and give us
feedback.
In terms of what you thought of the show, what you want to hear potentially more of.
A different guest you want to
exactly.
come,
Give us all the feedback that you guys can, man. We always enjoy that. And if we're just thinking it up, I take constructive criticism very well. So let me know.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on Beanie the Bone podcast.
Peace.